The Arabic root system is not some magical hack where one known word automatically gives you 10 words. So when someone gives you 10 words that share the same letters, kataba, it means wrote. Yaktubu, it means write. Uktub is a command verb, it means write. Katib is the one that does the writing. Katibah is the female writer. Maktub is the thing that's written. Maktab is a desk. Maktabah is a library. And katiba is a battalion, group of forces, an army. From those few that I mentioned, some of them are predictable. You should be able to create them on your own. Like the verb examples I gave you, the past tense verb kataba, the present tense verb yaktubu, the command verb uktub, and variations of all of those are things that are predictable, and it's studied in a science. It's called Sarf Morphology, and it offers tremendous amount of leverage if studied properly. But normally this root system thing that's presented by content creators or promoters is they overextend it. They push it as something it's not. That one word automatically branches out to 10 further words. That's not what it is. The word maktab, somebody needs to tell you that means desk. Maktabah is something that's individually acquired. And the word for book is kitab, but it didn't have to be kitab. It could have been some other word sharing those letters. So why is it kitab specifically? The dictionary would tell you that. So we need to stop this gimmicks, and we need to understand that there's certain things that are formulaic. The term in Arabic is qiyasi. Qiyasi means it's according to the standard. In other words, you can extrapolate, you can predict, you can create it yourself. And there's other things that are to be acquired as exposure, dictionary. Somebody tells you, you read books, you see the structures occurring. So the Arabic root system doesn't provide you 9 other known words, but instead what it allows you to do is it allows you to take those words that you've individually acquired and organize them into a family. So the benefit of it is organization. The benefit of it is not word generation. Some beginner that is aware that kaf, ta, and ba has the associated meaning of writing would never be able to predict that katiba means a battalion. So what does a battalion have to do with writing? So you'd have to go deeper. I've seen some people present this as you should start acquiring and mapping all of the words that belong to a particular family, but that just creates extra work for the beginner, and it's overwhelming because why would you want to spend a lot of your mental energy on gathering words that share the same letters and memorizing them, and the likelihood of you encountering those words is very slim. So my strong recommendation would be to study the area of classical Arabic called morphology. It is self-contained, and the rules that govern it are relatively easy, and they could be mastered in a surprisingly short period of time. So verbs are formulaic. Nouns, not so much. Among the nouns, there's derived nouns, and there's nouns, they're not derived in any systematic way, but they share the letters. So like the word kitab, for example, is not a standard mushtaq. It's not a standard derived ism. It just so happens that it means book, and the plural of that is kutub. So that's something that you would individually need to memorize, that kitab means book, and the plural for that is kutub, which means books. You don't get it from the root system. It requires independent effort. Now, kataba and yaktubu and uktub, those are not to be memorized. So that's not a matter of vocabulary. So the beginner student needs to realize the difference between words that are generated and words that are memorized and then organized. So the roots give you a convenient way of organizing vocabulary that you've already learned, and the root system does not generate for you those words. The irony is that the same people that push the root system as something amazing, Arabic is so easy because it has a root system, those same people, they discourage you and they'll tell you not to learn Sarf, which is where all of the leverage is anyways. Tremendous amount of leverage is in understanding Sarf. So in our premium program, we spend at least about 40% of our time mastering the science of morphology, and we get it out of the way because it's self-contained and the rules are relatively easy. So if you can understand that, then you unlock a great deal of leverage. But it's not the leverage that those other people are trying to convince you is the case. What they're doing is they're overextending and they're making it do something that it doesn't do. And I think that causes a sense of false hope that the student thinks I was told this and the reality is actually very different. It's better to know upfront how meanings are generated in Arabic. So that's all I have for this video. Like and subscribe. Let me know what you thought. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.